Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be sharing with you our updated 4-2-2 custom tactics, and these tactics are amazing. Now, as you guys know, we love the 4-2-2 formation. It's probably our favorite formation in the game, so we wanted to share with you our updated custom tactics and why these tactics are working so well for us. So if you want to use the 4-2-2, we recommend using these tactics. So in order for us to keep producing videos, make sure you hit the like button, make sure that you subscribe, and also turn on that notifications bell so that you know when we release new content. Now, we've already gone over many reasons why we like the 4-2-2 and why it's so good, and it's really good for players that like to play quite a methodical style of FIFA. It's not really good for people who like to just sort of like pace abuse and counter. It's a really good formation if you love to control the game. You know, this is sort of formation where we're always having sort of 60+% possession, 90 to 95% pass accuracy. It's just a formation that's really easy to play in. And it's just one of those formations that if you're someone that struggles with attacking, we recommend trying this formation, and then you can move on to some of the more complex ones when you need them. So moving on into the tactics, these are the tactics that we're currently using. So of course we don't use any type of press. If we do use a press, we generally just use the D-pad press. It usually is very effective at just winning the ball back for us, but we don't recommend using any kind of press because that's just... you're really asking to you're asking for trouble if you use that, because, you know, if somebody beats your press, your players are all over the place. The space is everywhere. We recommend just playing on balance, just have that solid base and that solid foundation to work off. Defensive width, we find 45 works really well for us. You know, we don't really tinker around with this too much. We never really go under 40, but we never really go above 55. So I just think 45 is a good ratio, a good way to go. You know, I would much rather have a much more solid middle of the pitch and let people go out wide, and that kind of is the same with the depth. We've gone for around about 60. We tend to sort of go no lower than about 55, but no higher than about 70. But 60 is kind of in this formation the sweet spot. We tried it recently on around about 70, 75, a little bit too high, especially when you come up against the elite level attackers. It doesn't quite work too well. So 60 just gives you that good balance, so you don't have to keep chopping and changing it all the time. Build-up play, we've left it on balanced. It just works for this formation. You know, a lot of people do like fast build-up, but especially if you was to pair fast build-up with direct passing, for example, that's just way too open. It's way too offensive. So the balance works really well, but it works for us because we move the ball around quite quickly. So if you are going to play this formation, you do have to move the ball around fast. You know, you can't sort of dawdle. You can't sort of play slow. And that's just kind of really typical. You know, the higher up you get, I think maybe, you know, as you get higher in the divisions as well, you realize you have to play a lot quicker. You know, you can't really play slowly. So especially when you're getting into that final third, you got to play fast. And that kind of really pairs well with the direct passing. Occasionally you are left a little bit exposed, especially when, you know, in this formation, the two DMs, we've got Goretzka and Valverde. They do get forward quite a bit. You know, we don't play them as DMs. We do like them to get involved in the attacking play. But from time to time, they are a little bit out of position. So you've got to be confident in like one-on-one defending as well, because you are left one-on-one defending from time to time, mostly in transitions. But, you know, offensively, it's one of those formations that you've got to be really confident in your passing ability to get the most out of this formation. And then the offensive width, we've gone for around about 65. Again, we don't really change this too much in this formation. It's not a formation that you need to play narrow. It's not a formation you need to play super wide in either. 65, you know, it just gives you that luxury of being able to not be predictable. You know, you don't want everything inside all the time. You have to have the option to go out wide. And that's why when we'll get into the attacking cams, you do need to have some pace, because those guys need to stretch, especially, you know, trouble the fullbacks. Make sure they've got something to worry about, because if your opponent just knows you're going to pass inside all the time, you know, it becomes very easy to defend. And that's why a lot of people struggle and chop and change all the time. Players in the box, we've gone for 6. It's just the right number. We just feel like, you know, occasionally the cams, even though we've got them on get into the box, they didn't get into the box as often as we like. So just having them on 6 just really kind of forces them to get into the box, and it's just that sweet spot. And then corners, we use on 3, but actually started, you know, since they've patched corners and sort of corner techniques, I recommend just going on 1. You know, we tend to just kick them short anyway, and it just gives us a better position for counter-attack. So if someone that worries about counter-attacks, keep them on 1. So before we continue and get into the instructions, if you want us to make more videos like this, do make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and make sure that you comment below right now with any other thoughts and formation ideas that you'd like to see going forwards. So let's get into those instructions for this formation. So of course, with the goalkeeper, as always, we've got comes to crosses and sweeper, keeper, pretty much standard for all of our goalkeepers, but we also like to control our goalkeeper. Now we do have a great video coming up very, very soon on our goalkeeper and how you can make him even better, so stick around for that. When it comes to the centre backs, of course, you need them on stay back while attacking, pretty standard. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can have them on conservative interceptions as well if you like, so that the AI is not constantly jumping into tackles, especially if someone that struggles defensively, maybe you struggle with reading possession, reading the play, whatever it may be. So you can have them on conservative so that they're not jumping out of position for you if you do so, please. And again, when it comes to the fullbacks, because as we said before with the direct passing, sometimes the midfielders can get dragged a little bit out of position. So you can be left a little exposed on occasion in transition. So you need the fullbacks on stay back while attacking, of course. You need to have quick fullbacks as well, just in case the opponent's got quick wingers, which most people obviously will have. You just need to be able to have that pace in behind to cover and recover if that situation arises. When it comes to the defensive midfielders, now we do have them on balanced attack, and the reason why we don't have them on stay back is because we have them on direct passing. So when you have them on direct passing, they will ignore if you have them on stay back and they go forwards anyway. So if you weren't using direct passing, you could use them on stay back, but because we're not, there's no point in having them on. So we have them on balance just so they may as well be a little bit higher at the pitch, a little bit more involved in the play. But we do have them on cut passing lanes. That's sort of, if you're someone that struggles with reading passing lanes, it's definitely one of our weaknesses as a player. We're not great at reading passing lanes, so we think that just works for us. And of course, you need to have them on covered centre as well, making sure that when they are in position, they're covering the middle of the field. Moving into the two wide cams, now we've got Sane and Dembele. Now both these guys need to be on get into the box. That's really, really important, hence why we've moved them up to 6, just making sure they are getting in there, because they do need to be not just about scoring goals, but they need to sort of get into the final third so that they're able to link up, because that's one of the things that is really important in this formation. You've got to be able to link between the defensive mids, i.e. Valverde and Goretzka, and the cams, Sane and Dembele, so that you can link to the forwards, Lewandowski and Ben Yedder. And that sort of that line of communication, if you like, is really, really important in this formation. So you need to make sure those wide cams do get into the box and get into that final third to be able to assist the two strikers. And then in terms of the two strikers, we've got Lewandowski and Ben Yedder. Now this combo really works. You know, we're both on stay central. That's really important because the width is provided by Sane and Dembele, especially when those guys running behind. So the width is provided by them. So you only need them to stay in the middle of the pitch. Now we have one of them on getting behind and one of them on false 9. Now, it would actually be better if we used Lewandowski on the false 9 and Ben Yedder on getting behind. Obviously, Ben Yedder being the quicker attacker. But as you've seen, if you saw our video the other day, how many goals Lewandowski's got for us. He's got a crazy amount of goals, which is absolutely mad. So it just kind of works for us. But if you are going to use this sort of setup, you need your quick striker on getting behind. And you need your sort of playmaker type striker. The one that's kind of better at passing. The one that's better at dribbling, that's the one that needs to be on false 9, because they're the one that does sort of just sit behind the striker more as a centre forward, not as a cam. They don't drop that deep, more as a centre forward. They drop in and just make it easier to link up between the midfield and the two wide cams. And that link up, as we talked about before, is so important if you want to be successful attacking. So it's really important that you get your two strikers the right way round. So that is it for our updated 4-2-2 tactics, and we love this formation. It is by far our favourite formation in the game. We always have this as one of our game plans. We just love using it. We're so comfortable using it. And if you get the right players and you get the right system and you stick with it and you play with this formation a long time, you'll see how great it is. And we just find it so easy to play against 98% of the people we play against. Such a fun formation. Recommend this is one that you keep in your game plans at all times. So as we said earlier in the video, if you want us to continue to make more formation videos like this, then we do need your support. So make sure that you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notifications bell as well. If you want to ask us any questions, let us know down in the comment section, or you can join our Discord. The link to everything is in the description down below. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.